Well, it's a fairly warm Thursday afternoon here today. It's probably about 15 degrees, so it's warmed up. So my intention is to see if I can sort out this burst like a mattress dash covering. A bit there as well. So I'm going to use some, it might be a little bit there. Yeah, there's a tiny bit there. So I'm going to see if I can use contact adhesive, clamp it down, hold it in place, and then put the fascia panel back in. I noticed that when I was fitting this Atoto F7. I see the flashes on, so I'll try and put it to the side. So anyway, I noticed that this had come away. You've probably noticed that on your Kia Ceed if you're looking at this video. So this is my attempt to see if I can actually fix it for next to nothing. So I've got some old contact adhesive, and I'm going to see if I can apply it behind here. But first of all, I need to pry out the fascia cover. So if you've watched the video about the Atoto F7, it's fairly straightforward. Just going to have to use a pry tool. That's that clip out. Well, that's it. So the next thing is, I don't know if I'm going to manage this one-handed or not, but you've basically got like a connector, and I think a connector for this. Once I remove this, I shall show you, just to confirm, but I'm not going to attempt to hold the camera and undo the connectors. Right, so there's actually two connectors there, and then there's another one up at the back. I'm just fiddling about, so it's going to use my thumb, push it in, wiggle it out. That's that one out, and then there's going to be one here for the clock. So I'm going to go back to using two hands, and it is bloody warm in here, I'll say that much. Right, somehow I managed to press record there while I was picking the phone up. So it's actually, there's four connectors at the bottom, and then there's one here for the clock, and basically my finger's going to go behind it, behind this connector, push the tongue down and pull it out. So let's see if I can do that one-handed. Well, I would have done it one-handed if I hadn't pressed the volume up button on the phone. So there's your trigger there, that gets that out. This one has a little trigger here, that's easy enough. This one has a trigger on the top, this one has a trigger on the side, and this one has a trigger on the bottom. So that's easy enough. And if you want to see what that looks like behind here, so that's the top connection with the top trigger here. The trigger's on the left, trigger's on the top there, trigger's on the side here, and then the trigger is on the bottom there. So that's all pretty straightforward. That's easy enough. Right, so let's see what's going on here. So you can see there. So what I'm planning on doing, I don't know how far that's meant to go down, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some contact adhesive. Turn this around. I'm going to put some contact adhesive there, and you can see up here, you can see where it's been stuck there. So I'm just going to put some contact adhesive in there, let it dry, and then I'm going to see if I can clamp it down and hold it in place. I mean, it's not a big deal. It's not like something that you couldn't live with, but I'm just going to see if I can improve it, and the proof of the pudding will be once I put it all back together. So I'm going to spray some stuff in there and on the inner edge of this plastic, this soft touch plastic, and then I'll use a clamp and I'll clamp it down, and hopefully it stays in place. I'm not sure if the best thing would be clothes pegs. Maybe clothes pegs are a good idea for that, so I'll get a bag of clothes pegs. Right, so this is the adhesive spray, contact adhesive. It says Fast Tack Extra Strong. I'm pretty sure I got this in Poundland. Oh, might have been after COVID or during the COVID period. It was £1 for this. I don't think it'll be that price now, but COVID tax has probably got up at £5 or something stupid. But I'm not really too sure how great it is, but I've got myself a bag of pegs, and I'm going to just see, I'll take this out of the way, I'll see how well a clothesline peg holds that in place. So that should hold it down, and I'll put as many as I need to put in to keep the shape. So hopefully, the more of these I put on, the more it'll take the shape. What the hell, every single peg I'm picking up is the wrong one. So yeah, I'll probably need to put several on. Oh well, that's the end of that one. So anyway, I'll do that with two hands. That's the mistake I'm making here. I'm trying to do it with one hand in film. So I'll put some adhesive round so that I can clamp it down. This one might be a bit more difficult, but I'm sure I can do something for that. And see how it goes. Well, it looks like I'm probably having a laugh here, but I had thought I was going to use some of these clamps. These are far too big. I was going to clamp it at the top, but I went out into the garden and got a couple of brick pavers, so it looks like it's quite neat there. And then I've put a whole load of pegs here. That one's a little bit, could do with something to push that in to hold it into place, but the thing is, I might get it on there. I'll try and get the clamp on there to see if I can just hold that in while that cures. I say I have no idea if this is going to work. This is just a test to see if it does work. So there's a little bit coming away there. There's a bit coming away at the top, and then it was mostly coming away at the side. So I don't know if I need to put another peg in there maybe as well. But anyway, I'll leave that. I'll leave this to set until later on. I don't know how long it takes to cure. Directions: spray, allow to dry for 3 to 5 minutes. God knows. Anyway, we'll see what happens, and if it's a success, I'll be putting the shroud back on, or the fascia panel back on, and hopefully it keeps the shape. Well, there you go. This looks even more ridiculous now. So I've got that in. It looks absolutely bonkers, this, but I think all that should be okay. It's going to be better than it was anyway. That could maybe do with a bit clamp there, but I don't think that was sticking out too much. But anyway, we'll just consider this to be a test to see if it's actually worthwhile doing it. And you can feel free to give your comments and pull my leg about it. Well, it's Friday morning now, and here's my modified dashboard. So I'm going to take all this stuff off. I'll take the bricks off first, and then we'll see what it looks like and whether or not this cheap and cheerful contact adhesive made any difference. Right, I've got all the pegs and the clamps removed. Obviously, with the pressure on it, there's some slight indentations, but that'll presumably come out today. Same here. So it does seem to be okay. It definitely looks down. One thing, when I put this Ototo F7 in, a lot of people are complaining about this external microphone. So I'm going to unplug it, and I'm just going to use the onboard one for the time being, see if anybody complains about the sound quality. They just say it's hard to hear me properly. So that might be a minus point of the F7. But yeah, next thing will be to put the surround back in. So I've got to clip that on first, and then once you get the fascia plate in, I usually just start from the right and then move out to the left. But that should be straightforward enough. When you do this, I've not disconnected the battery or anything. You will have to reset your clock, so be prepared for that. But yeah, hopefully it's going to look okay. I mean, obviously this is going to be a bit evident, but that should come back out, I expect, by this evening or tomorrow. But it's going to be a sunny day by the looks of things, so the heat will probably help take it back out. I just moved to the passenger side, mainly because I wanted to get the external microphone connector out. So that's that. So I've connected everything up. It's all very straightforward. The first time you do this, you might be like, oh, what am I supposed to do? But once you've done this a couple of times, it's very, very easy. So I'm just going to position it, and then I'm going to slip it into place, and then we'll see what the trim or the dash cover fit is like relative to the fascia panel. Okay, so that's the fascia panel refitted. Everything's fitting fine with the radio. As I say, you can definitely see, if you look there, you can see the dimples. But that should come out, but it's not loose anymore. And it definitely, from here, it definitely looks a lot better. At the top end, there's no play. It is glued down again. So if you've got any problems with your soft touch dash cover coming away at the edges, this seems to be a fairly straightforward solution. I'll double check it later on today, because obviously I'm expecting it to be quite a warm sunny day, so it'll get a bit cooked in here, so we'll see if there's any difference. As I say, this stuff, because I've had it clamped, that should all come back out, hopefully. Otherwise, yeah, it's not been a very good idea, but yeah, I don't know what to say about that. But yeah, hopefully this all comes out where the pegs were clamping it. But I mean, I'm not going to see it, but it definitely is more fixed down again. So now I've just got to turn it on and then set the clock and all the rest of the good stuff. Well, I had a bit of a brain fart there. I couldn't remember what day it was, so it's the 25th. So you press and hold set button. So it's 2025, I've already done that. It's April, you press set again, it moves along to the next one. Press set again, and then go down, because obviously it's quicker to 25. Press set. The time now is 9. I'll just say 9. I like it fast, so 9:43. Set 43. I'll just put my clock 5 minutes fast, so that if I'm in a rush to get somewhere, I'm like, oh, I've still got 5 minutes. Right, set. And I've got centigrade. So that's it. So if you don't know how to set the clock up, that's what you do. Press that set button, toggle through it. So we'll see if all this dimpling comes out. But yeah, it's definitely nice and solid. No complaints there. But anyway, it'll get a good cook this afternoon, presumably. And we'll see how that goes. Well, it hasn't turned out to be the hot day that I thought it would be. It's starting to flare up now, but it's been mostly cloudy. But you can definitely see that the indentations are starting to come out. Still a little bit of a line there from where that big clamp was, but I suspect that'll come out fine. So far it looks all right there. It looks all right there. Looks pretty equal. So I'm quite pleased with that. So if you've got problems with your dash peeling out, and at the top, because of presumably being cooked in the sun over the years, a little bit of this kind of stuff should sort out your problems. So feel free to like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a good weekend. Well, it's now 7 o'clock at night, and all the bumps have come out that I can see. So that's it done. I'm actually filming on my other phone at the moment, TCL 10 Lite, because the battery has gone flat. Well, it's charging up on the other one. So I'm quite pleased with that. It's worked out fine. So there you go. There's the proof of the pudding. That's all come out. It did actually warm up a little bit. So there we go. I'm just now going to go and get some fish and chips.